President Trump says he's going to pick his Supreme Court replacement for Ruth Bader Ginsburg on Saturday, he said, at 5 p.m. And now he has the votes to go forward and to actually get his nominee considered. The turning point was Mitt Romney. Mitt Romney came out and said, the history shows that this is a perfectly reasonable thing to do. The Constitution says it's a reasonable thing to do. And he had this message cut for.
I recognize that we may have a court which has more of a conservative bent than it's had over the last few decades. But my liberal friends have, over many decades, gotten very used to the idea of having a liberal court. And that's not written in the stars.
Senator Lisa Murkowski from Alaska, who had said she was not going to vote on this, she would not vote to approve, now is kind of going a little wobbly. She says, I know everybody wants to ask the question, will you confirm the nominee? We don't have a nominee yet. You and I don't know who that is. And so I can't confirm whether or not I can confirm a nominee. So she's now getting wobbly. The thing is, this is something the Republicans do pretty well. This is something that they unite on. Last time with Kavanaugh, I think they really got a shock when they saw how low the Democrats would sink when they accused that man of sexual malfeasance without any proof whatsoever and brought that and made it an hysterical Me Too moment with women pounding on the doors of the Supreme Court, a Me Too hysteria that absolutely vanished when Joe Biden was accused of digitally raping one of his aides. So all of it was such a shock, I think, that Republicans are now going, you know what? No, they're kind of unified on this. They realize that almost everything. Remember Jeff Flake, when Jeff Flake delayed the vote on Kavanaugh because two activist women came into the elevator and screamed at him and cried, oh, you're denying my sexual experience by not believing in the accusations against Kavanaugh. And now it turns out all that was absolute garbage. It was total garbage. If it weren't garbage, there'd be women in the elevators now talking about Joe Biden. But that doesn't happen. It is all on one side. You watch. Black Lives Matter, that's going to be nothing after the election. They're gone. They are gone. Nobody cares about that. It makes the Democrats look bad, and nobody's going to follow it anymore. That whole issue is going to disappear. And if you're a Black Lives Matter person and you think you're going to vote for Joe Biden or anybody, or whoever is president, Kamala Harris is going to turn around and say, yes, we must install the ideas of Black Lives Matter. Forget about it. They're using you too. They use everybody just to get the power they want. Biden, I mean, the way that the press, we just talked about the way the press treats Trump, which is childishly absurd at this point. I mean, talk about Trump derangement syndromes going way beyond that. Hitler. He's literally Hitler killing all the people. Donald Trump is literally Hitler killing all the people. Joe Biden gets asked the question, would he vote to pack the court? And he just won't answer. It's cut 5.
Let me tell you why I'm not going to answer that question. Because it will shift all the focus. That's what he wants. He never wants to talk about the issue at hand. He always tries to change the subject. But let's say I answer that question. Then the whole debate's going to be, well, Biden said or didn't say. Biden said he would or wouldn't. That's going to, the discussion should be about why he is moving in a direction that's totally inconsistent with what the founders wanted. They're designed, the Constitution says designed, if voters get to pick the president who gets to make the pick and the Senate who gets to decide.
So meanwhile, the Republicans have a couple of committees that are looking into Hunter Biden and Hunter Biden's behavior while Joe Biden, his dad, was vice president, and they have released an interim report because they want to get it out, obviously, before the election. I'll read just a little bit from the conclusion. The records acquired by the committee show that Hunter Biden and his family were involved in a vast financial network that connected them to foreign nationals and foreign governments across the globe. Hunter Biden and Devon Archer in particular formed significant and consistent financial relationships with the corrupt oligarch Mykola Zlochevsky during their time working for Burisma, and their firms made millions of dollars from that association while Joe Biden was vice president and the public face of the Obama administration's Ukraine policy. Hunter was traveling with Joe Biden, making millions of dollars off deals, and while this was going on. And there's also a report, in this report, Hunter Biden made a number of payments to foreign nationals Reading this from the Daily Wire, Hunter Biden made a number of payments to foreign nationals with, quote, questionable backgrounds consistent with organized prostitution and or human trafficking. We all know Hunter Biden has a little bit of difficulty keeping his pants on. Records on file with the committee, the report says, confirm that Hunter Biden sent thousands of dollars to individuals who have either, one, been involved in transactions consistent with possibly human trafficking, two, an association with the adult entertainment industry, or three, potential association with prostitution. So that's probably a charitable donation. And I'm sure the press is going to run with this like crazy, like they did with the Steele dossier. I'm sure we're going to get just as much coverage over this as we did with the Steele dossier. And like the Steele dossier, it's going to be hard to disprove some of the stuff, but it doesn't matter because you're never going to hear about it except if you're talking to me. You know, that's the only time you're going to hear about this stuff because it's going to be buried. This is a true potential scandal. They're going to bury it. They're going to do their best. I'm going to see if Chris Wallace, if anybody asks Joe Biden about this during the debate, because Joe Biden, you know, it is amazing to me. The polls still show Joe Biden as highly competitive, if not ahead. Rasmussen shows him almost the election almost tied, but everybody else shows Biden really ahead. And it's just amazing to me that if you watch Trump, he's working around the clock. He's making speeches here and there. He's coming home in the middle of the night. Biden is calling the day at the end of the day in the morning, like 9:30 in the morning. I hope you enjoyed this segment of The Andrew Klavan Show. You should know on September 28th, The Andrew Klavan Show will be moving from the Daily Wire channel to my exclusive YouTube channel, youtube.com/Andrew Klavan. So subscribe and ring the bell. You won't just get the show, you'll get exclusive content too.